In his second full season as a head coach of Waterford football, head coach John Strecker joins us for a few minutes. Coach, second full season this year.
Yeah. I did my 22nd year coaching at Waterford, second full season as head coach.
And what makes it easier? What's easier, the second season as opposed to your first season as a head coach?
There's a lot of things organizationally that I know now how to proceed with, and it makes it a little bit easier. When you're assistant for that long, there's a lot of things that you just take for granted get done.
Right.
But
it
wasn't magic.
It's the whole ball of wax now, right?
It wasn't magic. Someone was doing it.
What's funny is last year we were referring to you as a rookie head coach, and now since the ECC has so much turnover, you're like a veteran now. There's all these new guys around. Yeah. You're one of the veteran guys. So
we lost some good guys like Brian stepping down.
That's one of the things we were talking about.
Jimmy leaving.
It is going to be a very different ECC this year with some of the real long-standing people gone. And you open up right away at home against Wyndham.
With Wyndham,
And so you're going to see somebody brand new across the way for the first time.
Yeah.
How does the dynamic change going from being, in your first year as a rookie head coach? It's only 1 year later, but what are these other 6 guys that are coming in? What are they facing? What did you face last year that they don't know is coming?
Well, when you look, if you play a Wyndham, you always played Wyndham. You play in Bryan, you knew what you were going to get, and that's good because you know what to prepare for. But it's bad because he was so good at it.
Yeah.
So that's the dilemma they have. You're going to know, you know what Tanner does, and you know those things, but they're really good at it. So, schematically, you're all set, but you can't prepare for how well prepared they have their kids.
Could see some new wrinkles, is what you're trying to say too.
Yeah, there may be some new wrinkles. That's the thing with I could sit down now, and if Brian was still at Wyndham, I would tell you we're going to see a split 4 on the wing T.
Right.
So I know what to work on. Is that what they're running this year? You guys tell me.
We'll all find out. So you guys are returning about 4 or 5 kids on each side of the ball. The offense took a big hit.
Yeah.
But you had a strong freshman class last year.
We did.
And some of those young men are sophomores now.
Yeah.
They're going to help.
Yeah.
They have no choice to help.
Yeah. And they were good. They were good in the weight room in the off season. Consistent, and they're getting stronger. And there's some really solid football players in there. We have football players and we have guys that play football, and we got some good football players in that group.
We watched you last year, and at times you guys looked as explosive and as exciting a team as we had seen all year, and then things would sputter, and it felt like there was a struggle to get some traction and some consistency. With this group of football players, what's the number one message to them in order to help get that kind of consistency?
Well, you just hit on it right there. If we had ended our games at halftime last year, we would have had a different record. Different record.
Yeah, the Montville game.
The Montville game, we had a 14-point lead against East Lyme. So we were fine in the first half, and then in the second half, that's where we had our struggles. I don't know exactly the reason for that. I think it was a little different in every game, and that's part of that is some coaching staff adjustments. Halftime adjustments and things like that we have to work on. We just have to get better up and down. But we have to finish. That's really what it is. We need to finish the game.
Waterford being a baseball town, some success in the basketball team too. Mm-hmm. You guys kind of feel a little bit of a pinch to try and get the football team where you're competing strong at a high level every year?
Yeah, I'm a longtime Waterford football guy. So for me, I remember when I played, it was Dick Cipriani. Yeah. And it was Jim McLaughlin, and it was we won. We were just consistently one of the best teams, record-wise in the league. So that's what I'm always trying to get back to. So for me, it's not a new pressure. I always wanted to be like that, and that's what I'm hoping to move the program towards.
So in the passing league this year, the sports doctor went down and got a chance to talk to a lot of the young kids, and he talked to Spencer Hoagland, and one of your returning players. And Spencer marked down the New London game as the game that was most for him was the key. Do you as coaches, and you don't have to tell me which games, but do you as coaches look and mark games, or is it really playing the opponent in front of you?
We stress playing the opponent in front of us, but as a coaching staff, we can look at our schedule and say, if we can be competitive against this team or that team, depending on who's coaching it and where it is in our schedule, then we'll know where we are at that part of the season. The teams you always look towards. If you've got Ledyard on your schedule, under Jimmy and before under Bill Mignol, you know that if you're competitive against Ledyard in the second half of the season, you got a good team. You got a good team.
Expectations this year, Coach? Young group of kids coming in, probably very well spirited.
Yep.
Expectations this year?
Yep. I expect us to be very competitive. We ended up 3-7 last year, and like I said, had we finished a little better in some of those games, we would have had a better record. I expect to have a successful season. I expect to be competitive.
If we were to ask coaches around the league week 7, and we say, coaches, boy, that Waterford team is blank, what would you like to hear the word be?
Tenacious. We strive to play 4 quarters of football. Conditioning is a big part of what I do, and with the program, and we want to be on the field competing for 4 quarters. That's what I would like them to say. There is never a time, don't want there ever to be a time in a game against us where you think it's okay to put your number 2s in.
He's Coach John Strecker. He's stressing his coaches and his team competing for 4 quarters this year and closing out a few games. Yep. Coach, good luck to you this year, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.